We're never recording.
All right. We'll open our meeting with approving minutes from the months. Which months are we?
I forgot to bring the
Let's see.
A lot of months.
Yes, I think it's from September. I think it was from September 16 until October
Okay.
of 17.
Okay.
A lot.
Yeah, there was a lot. And we
And
have
I'm sure
had
y'all read them
opportunity.
all page by page.
I did review them. Yeah. Have everybody else had a chance to review the minutes? And I found them to be accurate. Any additions, amendments to the minutes?
Do you want a motion to
I
accept
would
them?
love a
I will
motion.
move that we accept the minutes that we have been given
Okay.
by the clerk to approve.
All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Now we can move on to the business at hand.
We have advertised 3 public hearings for you tonight,
Okay.
2 of which have to do with an adult care facility, and 1 of which has to deal with parking. And I think Andrew Moody is here. I don't know what the agenda calls first, but 201 South Main is at the top. If you
Right.
remember, Andrew and Kim had approached the town council about putting an apartment on the 2nd floor of their building where Trend is. That is a permissible use if a conditional use permit is granted. Town council did grant a conditional use permit for 1 apartment, if I'm not mistaken, upstairs above Trend. The kicker is their property is basically the 4 corners of the structure of their building, and simply they cannot provide parking, the off-street parking requirements, which is 2 spaces per unit. I think the town council would like to try to stick to that whenever possible, but I think, quite frankly, Andrew and Kim, it is not possible. And one of the ways we've been dealing with parking has been going to the Board of Zoning Appeals. On this particular matter, Tessie believes that we should take this to the Planning Commission and Town Council to modify the conditional use permit to specifically exempt this applicant from providing off-street parking. And that is the matter. There is a pending issue that's still in the air about off-street parking that they can neither provide nor did council waive. And we're here to ask for a waiver in their conditional use permit.
I thought the waiver was given at the prior meeting.
It was not. I think everybody understood, but the thought was it was going to go to the Board of Zoning Appeals. Tessie's somewhat uncomfortable with that, and I understand. She believes it should be a modification to their specific conditional use permit, so you're not creating an atmosphere or a situation where everybody would be exempt. She wants to make sure that it's understood that this project could not provide the spaces. And I think she's right. I mean, I agree with her reasoning on that. Otherwise, it would have been at the Board of Zoning Appeals, and we did announce to the town council that it would be going to the Board of Zoning Appeals. But we're here instead.
Okay.
Okay.
As it is a
That
public
is-
hearing, is there anyone here to comment on that? Not really. I understand your position. I was just curious whether this is controversial in any way, shape, or form, and whether anybody objected to it. All right. It seems a reasonable request,
Yeah.
given the circumstances. I'm sure we don't want to do it all the time, but this property seems incapable and unique, so it's not something we'll be being asked to do all the time. Any comments or further questions?
Need a motion?
Again, yes.
Motion woman. I move that we permit we don't have a variance here, really.
Amend
We
the
grant
existing
amendment.
conditional use permit? Yeah, okay.
Certainly.
Waive the parking requirement.
Right,
the-
to waive the permit.
For that property, 201 South Main.
And that conditional use permit is specific to the property, not to Kim and Andrew, but specific
To the
that
property, correct.
Is there a second?
Barbara second.
Okay, wonderful. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Andrew, thanks for spotting up your Monday night. It'll go to town council at the next town council meeting where we can
No,
meet
his was the 11th.
and have enough advertising. Sadly, it may be a little short on April, and maybe the May council meeting before it goes, because we do have to advertise a public hearing for council. Okay?
Okay, our next item of business is the proposed text amendment to the Blackstone zoning ordinance to allow adult care facilities in the BG General District zone.
And
Right.
on the yeah, and in your packet on the last page, I've highlighted the definition of adult care facility.
Okay.
And I will read just very briefly the public hearing request for the text amendment. Specifically, this BG request is to amend the zoning ordinance and allow this as a conditional use. So any future adult care facilities would still need to come before you guys, so it's not becoming a use by right, which can be controversial at times. But I think at the location, and we already have this use defined in our ordinance, it's just not permitted in any district, which doesn't make a lot of sense, okay?
No district, okay.
Sadly, Mrs. May has to go through a housekeeping matter, but right now, adult care facilities, there's a definition in our ordinance, but it's not permissible in any district. We're asking you to make it permissible with a conditional use permit in the BG district, in which, it's down there at, Will Hudgens' building down here on
Right.
South Main Street. But we're talking about the text amendment, which would allow adult care facilities, by definition, as a conditional use in the BG district. That's what the first public hearing. And the second public hearing, she's applying for that conditional use permit. Housekeeping matter, I believe.
Considering your overview of the zoning ordinance, does this look like one of the best zones
Yeah,
to
it's a
put such a
logical place.
thing
You
in?
can do
Yeah.
adult, or you can do
Right.
child care facilities, which
Sure.
may be even more impactful or odious perhaps than adult daycare facilities. And this is-
Careful with your,
This is for daycare.
right.
Right.
This
I
is not
gotcha.
overnight or any of those
Yeah.
kinds of things.
Sure,
But yeah, and where else are you gonna do it other than a beach?
exactly.
Yeah.
And the location is probably as appropriate as any I can think of in town. And again, you could do children.
We ought to have it
But
somewhere, and
somewhere.
since it's a conditional use, we can approve each instance,
Each
so.
instance is an appropriate place. What are your neighborhoods? What are setbacks? What are all those kinds of things?
Yeah.
All right.
We're not asking for rezoning, just to allow adult care facilities as a conditional use in the BG district.
I so moved what you said.
I'm sorry.
What you said.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay. So now we have approved the conditional use in the zoning ordinance. So now we have to address the specific property
Specific property is,
of Barb's Adult
Cedar
Daycare.
Hill Market, a portion of that building.
Okay.
I can get you an
And it's
address.
13, it's 1350 South Main, and what is the,
Suite 110A.
is that what it's?
Yes.
We have a definition that is already in our zoning ordinance.
Okay,
And, you do need to open a second public hearing.
Okay.
It's a formality. And
we
then-
shall open that. All right, and Ms. May has provided some condition, would we consider these conditions?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And these conditions would apply.
And which would be to provide the care for adults on a daily basis, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, no more than 8 clients, and I guess the transportation is, okay, all right.
And these conditions, so you know, they can be modified at some point. If you feel like you want to be open later, you can petition back to the planning commission and they can modify it. Or vice versa, if something doesn't seem to be working out or there's complaints from the neighborhood, you guys can revisit that.
All right,
If you have concerns about it.
as it is a public hearing, would anybody like to address us regarding the,
Just think it's something that should be needed in this community.
okay. Can you identify yourself, please?
Yeah, Marvin Farm.
Okay,
Yeah, I've worked with special need kids with Nottoway Schools for 3 years, so I do find this kind of important for the community.
okay.
So I know there's several getting ready to graduate in the next couple of years.
Lead things along. I don't
Yeah,
know if we
sure.
need to
I'm the
include as a
motion.
condition
The whole-
the The number of employees, I don't know if that's necessary.
No.
Lunch and snacks, I think you leave that out.
I was just concerned with the hours of the hours of operation.
I would say 1
and-
through 4 are appropriate as conditions.
Or exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, because everything else is under licensure, not under us.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into what snacks are served.
Yeah.
Plenty. I would recommend conditions 1 through 4 be included in the conditional
Okay.
use permit,
Yeah.
and any motion would include that.
Ready for a motion?
Any further comments, questions? Okay, yes, I am ready for a motion.
So move that items 1 through 4 be listed in our minutes and in the motion, that we would permit this conditional use. And it will be under the restrictions of licensing in the Commonwealth of Virginia. That's not even an issue to us, so.
Second.
All right.
And do we want to make it specific to the address, Philip?
For a conditional use permit, yeah, it's
Yeah.
specific.
It is specific
You
to
can do it by
the-
tax map number, or you can do it by address either one.
We
Okay.
can say 1350 South Main Street,
Sweet.
110.
110.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Perfect.
All right, all in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Okay.
Yeah, one more round you gotta go to.
Yeah.
So everybody understands, we still have a good town council. Planning commission is an advisory board, but it bodes well for your application. Planning commission has picked it apart, so.
Sign
you'll
them,
be
sure.
notified. I believe we do not.
This
have
has gone
to get it
far
on the
quicker
April
than I-
agenda. If we have a statutory advertising requirement, but irregardless, it'll be no later than the May town council meeting. Okay? We'll go as fast as we can. If we get it on the April meeting, we will, but we're pretty short on time.
Let's see, what is my
We'll tell
calendar?
you right now, she looks at the calendar,
Oh, that's my one.
if we can get on there.
Calendar's there. Okay. All right, so today is the 26th. So if we could advertise the 4th and 11th and still make the meeting. So you don't have to have it in by this week, but we can have it in next week and the week
Monday,
after.
we can still make it, so, the state says how many times and how quickly we've got to advertise, and we will certainly shoot for the 16th of April, is that correct?
Yes, that's the next council meeting. So he needs to advertise the 4th and 11th, and so we should be able to make that.
That's what my new sweetheart did to me.
I heard there was some over-enthusiastic loving.
With some over-enthusiastic love, I know.
Still recording.
Okay. She's referring to her dog.
Oh, yeah, I didn't hear anything, I just heard. Are you ready for them to adjourn? Okay. Would you like to adjourn the meeting
We would like to adjourn the meeting.
at 7:15? Everybody good with that?
Agree with me, yes.
Okay. I'm
Sure we
gonna
don't need to spend
stop.
more time?